Hello and welcome to this look at the upgrades that have been made to the Tassi Farm Map and the Peat equipment pack, which of course go together. We did do a look at Peat a little while ago, and this is an update on that, particularly focused on the equipment. So let's just have a look and see what's changed. So let's have a look at the equipment first, and we'll have a look at the change log. So you've got everything there, the change log. Added text in the description specifying the category where you can find the equipment. That's neither here nor there. Now we come to the big changes. Added the Peat dryer and semi-trailer to the Peat store pack. So there's probably a trailer, and the Peat dryer is, I don't know if you recall, in my original look at this equipment, I did mention that I did know that there was an additional step that they didn't have, and that was the drying of the peat, pretty much as you would with a tedder. And they added a peat dryer, which is the same thing really. The peat dryer is used to dry peat in the field before it is ridged. Dry peat sells for a higher price, 12 meters, which is a bit wider than the other equipment. So I don't think you'd be able to use that behind the cutter, because the cutter is only 9 meters in width. You could use it, I suppose, but I don't think it'll be very tidy. Right, and then if we go back and we can have a look at the changes on the actual farm. Right, they removed random trees, so I haven't done a map tour of this, but so we'll just pick out the stuff that affects the equipment and the operating of peat. Increased the price of farmland to a fair price. Maybe it had been a bit lower, I didn't really look at that. Changed the peat to a fair price. Now that is probably a good thing, because you could get extremely rich. If you recall from the last video, the prices were, well, exorbitant to put it least. Increased the traffic speed, didn't really notice that. Collision issues, we didn't really have too many added dried peat, so they added dry peat to the sales point. They've added the ability to dry peat, which is they would have to do because of the new equipment. Added the ability to use trailers and buckets for peat. That's great. Fixed the meadow grass not mowable. Didn't notice that because we didn't look at that. And a new save game required. So what we'll do is we'll go and open up a new map, and then we'll buy all the equipment again, and we'll see you once we've got that all sorted out. Well, I'll buy all the original equipment first, and then I'll bring you back in when we buy the new peat dryer. We'll see you in a little while. Hello and welcome. So we've created a new save map on Tassi Farm, and we've got our miller up here, our peat miller, our ridger, and our harvester. Got a tractor here. I've got another tractor down at the store, which we'll go and have. We'll transfer over to go and buy the new dryer. I've also, one of the changes made is that you've been able to pick up the peat with a shovel and put it into a trailer, which you couldn't do before. It was one of the biggest faults of the original. So we'll check that as well. We've just got that on a Massey. So let's go back to the store, and here we are at the store now. So we'll go into buying, and then what I've done is I've just gone down to our mods and DLCs. I've picked up the peat pack, and then we've got the peat dryer, £45,000. It's quite a bit more expensive for what it is compared to the miller and the ridger. But I suppose it is an additional piece of equipment because you don't have to dry to be able to sell. But it does increase the profitability. In any case, we'll go and buy it. The other thing to notice is that that is at 12 meters, needs 150 horsepower, not horsepowers, needs 150 horsepower. The biggest thing is that these are 9 meters, so that is 9-meter width, and that is 6.2 meter width. So they don't really work with those in terms of the widths. Of course, those two work together quite nicely. So we will just go and buy it, and then we'll have a look and see how it works. Right, so have a look at it. Yeah, pretty basic. It's basically a form of tedder, really. Pretty basic. In fact, it's very basic, as is all the peat equipment besides the harvester, really, which is quite nice because you could most probably manufacture it yourself if you really had to, or if you had the ability to do that on you. In any case, let's buy that. There were no real modifications that you could do to it, so we'll go and hook that up, and then we'll head on back up to the working area, and we'll just run through the whole process quickly. Just to give you the whole picture, so to speak. Right, we'll see you once we're back up at the working area. Right, here we are back at the peat bogs, and we'll just go and put this in the production line, so to speak, and then we'll just do a small section just to run through the whole operation from beginning to end quickly. We won't do a whole field, we'll just do a little bit just to give you a gist for the whole operation. Right, so let's get started, and we'll start with the miller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a little bit up and a little bit down, so to speak, just to so we can see the full extent of the peat drying. Lower that, turn it on, and we'll get going. This operation, of course, we have already seen. So right, let's just hook up the dryer, which, as I said, is basically a tedder. It's just going to turn it over so that it dries out, and of course that just speeds the process up of being able to bag it, etc., etc., and you don't have to dry it up in a factory or anything along those lines. So let's unfold that. Pretty basic, nothing really fancy about it at all. Lower it. This does require you to turn it on, but it doesn't have any turning animation as such. And of course the texture changes. Just go back again and just get that done. Then what we'll do is we'll just put the ridger and the harvester onto the same machine. Right, let's go and get that all done in one fell swoop, and then we'll come and check out the loading, see if that works. Just get some peat in there and just swing it around. Should be able to pick up a little bit more from this side. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop off the ridger, and I'm going to switch off the harvester and lift the pickup. And then what we will do is we will go and we will dump this on the ground. About here somewhere, I think. And unload here. There we go. Put that out of the way. And then we'll go and pick up the trailer and the front end loader and see that, make sure that that works. So we've got a trailer and the Massey with a bucket on, and we'll go and make sure that that can be loaded. So I've chosen to do the dry peat because if this can load the dry peat, I'm pretty sure it'll be able to to load normal peat. There we go, 1,000 loaded, and that should go into the works well with this half pike trailer. Just put the rest in quickly and then we'll go and sell it. Yeah, great. We're able to pick it pretty much all up. And actually look to see how much we put down, but there doesn't seem to be any lying around, so I don't think we would have lost any. Right, we'll just scoot on down to the store. So let's have a look at the pricing. First of all, for dry peat, which you have now, it ranges between 18,000, which we right at the bottom of the market, goes all the way up to 27,000, just over 27,000 in January. So still pretty good money, even though it's been adjusted. Let's go and have a look at the peat. I think is in the top section. There we go, peat there. That ranges from 11,000 to about 16,000. So per 1,000 litres, so still pretty good money. Still pretty good money. So what have we got? 2,500 litres in here. Let's go and see how much we get. We'll see you once we're down at the store. Alright, so here we are at the store, and we'll just go and deliver this and just see how much we make from this. So we've only got about 2,500 litres. There we go, and we'll deliver that. Let's have a look and see how much we make. So nice 47,000. So it's still very, very lucrative. Well, that's the update, limited updates to the Tassi farm, but showing the updates to the peat equipment. Of course, the two go hand in hand. Do hope you found it informative. If you have, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheerio.